YouTube's happening is Monday, October 13th. We're starting with NHL today because there's 10 games. You can see 5 of them bad boys are early today. So we're going to break them down to spreadsheets. Should be working. We're going to use this kind of as like a test run, make sure everything looks right, everything makes sense. If not, we can fix it, whatever. But we have spreadsheets finally. We have 10 games, perfect time to use it too. So we're going to look and see if we can find some value. We're going to focus on props. Might take a side or total. We'll see. Let's go ahead and jump into that first one. It's going to be more of a conversation, kind of like the other day it was, just so we can get a feel for it. Once we get a nice solidified spreadsheet, it'll be more structured like this game, then this game, then this game. So let's see what we got. First game's going to be Colorado and Buffalo. Colorado 164, 6.5 is our total. We go to the sheet. Let's take a look and see how it looks. OT1 means they lost in OT because, you know, an overtime loss, you still get a point in hockey. So that's why they have 5 points. You get 2 points for a win, 1 point for an overtime loss, and nothing for an actual loss. So that's how they prevent draws and ties happening. So, but we can see we have 32 teams. So if you're 32, I think that ain't good. You're literally scoring. You've had 2 games, you scored 1 goal. That's what that tells me. And your offense, your defense is terrible. Giving up a lot of points, a lot of goals. A lot of goals isn't good. So this is how the sheet's going to look. If you're new here, obviously welcome. And if you have questions about it, put them in the comments because there are some people that were here last year. They can answer them too. If I can't, they can. So good stuff overall. Lots of numbers to look, lots of things to interpret. Main things we look at: shots on goal, opponent shots on goal, because it's going to be offense versus defense. How are you allowing goals? Are you getting goals? Simple. Obviously, make goal, opponent make goal. Simple. Blocks means the shot was blocked. Blocks are a fun thing to take. Hits an opponent hits. Some people love taking these. I don't really take these as much, but some people do. I put this other stuff on there because a lot of people care about it. Your power play goals, your shorthand goals, your face-off wins, your face-off win percent, takeaway, giveaway, penalties, and penalty minutes. That matters a lot too because you're going to have power play opportunities. Simple as that. Easy stuff. So enough of that. You see the game start early. We got locations. We don't have weather. This is hockey. They're indoors for every game, but like 1 or 2, they'll be outside because they'll be in baseball setup. So yeah, no weather to worry about here. So good stuff overall. So let's go ahead and, do we have anything we like in this game? They don't give up many shots on goal. Neither team, they give up a lot of shots on goal. So Colorado shots on goal versus Buffalo is probably the way we want to go. So let's go see if that works. Pop over to the props. Link in the comment is outlier. You can go get you a week for free for every sport. So let's just change this up to Saturday. No, we got to refresh that. I haven't been on here apparently. Okay, let's reload this. And games, Avalanche, there we go. Good stuff. So we want shots on goal from Colorado. That's the focus we're going for here. So boom, boom, boom. We have 2. We have Burns and we have Martin. Those are the 2 we want to take because they're doing great last few. We're going to grab a couple others. Until we get 5 games, we still want to kind of peek in the 60s, see if anything shows up. But we'll start with these 2 first. Brent has had 2, 6, 3, 3, 3 in his last 5 games. He's been doing great. 2025, he's had 3, 3, 3. I mean, that might be the one to take. 135 is not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. 1.5. Let's see if Martin, how he's doing. Plus 150 for 3. He's hitting 3, but he also had a 0, so he's not as good as Brent. So Brent will be the choice so far. Obviously, it's Colorado. There's a few more. We want to look at McKinnon. We want to look at what's his name? My mind just went blank all of a sudden. Valerie. That was the name. I was like, who? Yeah. Those are the 2 else. I'm gonna look at McKinnon shots on goal 4-4. So 3.5 105 might be better because Buffalo does give up a lot of shots. So this could be a thing. 2025. He has a 3.3 on a 3.5. I don't love that because he only had 2 against LA. I think I might take Brent anyways. Yeah, I might. And then Valerie, what the hell is this, Valerie? Shots on goal. Yeah, you haven't been taking that many shots. So it sounds crazy, but I think I'm going to go Brent Burns. That'll be my first play in this one. So Burns over 1.5 shots on goal. And we just follow the numbers around here. That's all we do. If it makes sense, we follow it, we take it. Will it hit all the time? Absolutely not. But there'll be days. There were 2 or 3 instances last year where we had 10 straight days of green. So profits. It was great. Good stuff. So we will take that. Burns is our first play. Let's move on to the next game. All right, you see how that works? Now we can move. Good stuff. Game 2 is going to be Tampa and Boston. It looks like it's going to be it. Yes, Tampa, Boston. So currently we see Tampa as a favorite, 156 with a 5.5 total. Come over here, look at our numbers. First road game for Tampa. There's nothing in the way column. We can see that. They're 0-2. Not good for my Tampa Bay. Got to do a little bit better. Shots on goals, woeful. 21. That's all you're doing. That's pathetic. You're doing a little bit better. Let's see that they are hitting hard. I mean, maybe Tampa hits might be a play. they're not getting hit much either, so we'll see how that works. If anything, that versus that, nothing's really standing out so far in this I want to take. So let's go ahead and pop over to props anyways and just see who knows what pops up. We'll see. Let's go Lightning Bruins, and based on the numbers, I do not want to take Tampa. Not a chance. If anything, I want to take Boston plus 1.5. I might go see if I can get Boston plus half, or plus 1. There we go, plus 1. That's what I want to take. So let's see. We got Pavel. Oh, we got Boston people. We got Pasta for an assist is always nice. We know that. Leno for points. We'll look at that. We'll look at all these since we're here. Let's see. Tampa is 30th in goals. They're giving up an average of 5 goals in 2 games. That is not good. How has that gone? You've given up 5 and 5 in both games. 5-3 loss, 5-4 loss. You figure that shit out. You figure it out. Pasta's coming to town. Let's see. 2025. You see, 2 than 1 than 0. Don't love that. We're gonna take that off. If anything, like I said, Boston might be the play. Let's see, Lindholm is at 1.4 on points alone. That's not bad. 2025, you can see his points. 125, that could be a play. Assists, don't love that. And yeah, I think the play, if you want to take Lindholm for points, you could, but I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to pop over here. We're going to trust these numbers. Their defense is crazy good right now. They're third. You only give up 1.67 goals per game in the 3 games they've had. They're scoring more, which means they're covering 1.5 nicely, but they're dogs in this one at home. And a home dog, sure. Let me get that plus. Let me get an alt line. Alt puck line is where we're going. See it? We're going to come on down to Boston. We're going to go Boston plus 1. If I can grab a plus 1, there is Boston plus 1 for 120, which means they can, if they lose by 1, it's a push. If they lose by 2 or more, it's a loss. I'm gonna take my chances with that. So give me Boston plus 1 all day. So BOS plus 1. That's my play. Next. All right, sounds good. Moving on to game 3. It's going to be, looks like Ottawa versus Nashville. So currently, where's Nashville? There it is. Nashville, Ottawa's a 160 favorite at home. 5.5 is our totes. We pop over here. We look at the sheet. First home game, first road game. So that's interesting. They finally get a home game, which means these numbers should get a little bit better. Because you just play better at home. There's very, very, very rare instances where teams play better on the road. Of any sport, it doesn't matter where it is. So them being at home is going to help them out, even though they're doing great shots on goal and defending and scoring, but their defense is, they're putting points up, but their defense is just Tampa level. It's 5. That ain't good. So, but they do have at least 1 win. So, that looks like a nice little matchup, doesn't it? Nashville gives us some shots. They put up shots. Otherwise, I wouldn't trust a side or a total in this. I think I want to say Ottawa points. If there's nothing there, we're going to pass. Okay, so let's go pop over and take a look at it. You see how hockey's a lot easier than football or baseball or basketball because there's less stats, which is great. And I feel because it's less popular than the big 3 sports, it gets less eyeballs from bookmakers, from the Vegas people and things like that. So they tend to be a little more lenient on the lines, it feels like. So my experience, you might have different, but that's mine. Let's see how we got. Let's see, what we want. Ottawa shots on goal. That's all we're going to look at. So, like we could take point, but Nashville's defense is good. They're 6th and only allowing 2 goals per game. So see, nothing on here is looking shots on goal for Ottawa. First one we're going to see shots on goal. Ottawa is going to be way down here. I mean, it's going to be Fabian and Jake Sanderson. And that's 2.5. I don't love that already. Oh, let's see how they're doing. 2025, yeah, don't love that, go away, and don't love that, go away. So yeah, so far, there's our first pass. We don't like anything there. Trust the numbers. I'm trusting them. I'm passing. Next. All right, move on to game 4. It's going to be New York Islanders versus Winnipeg. And let's see, currently, Winnipeg is up here, right? Right there. We see Winnipeg is a slight favorite on the road with a 5.5 total. We go to our sheets. We look at our numbers. First road game for Winnipeg. That matters. First road game for any team, no matter what it is. It messes with everything. It's your first time getting on the plane and going, yeah, they had preseason. They got this other. That's a little different, I think, slightly. So 2 versus 29. There's your game right there. Absolutely. They're giving up 34.5 shots on goal in their 2 games. They're getting up 36 shots. Yeah, they're 0-2. Hey, whatever. I don't care what your record is. Can you put shots on goal? That's all I care about. We're going straight for that. New York Islanders shots on goal, please and thank you. I will take that all day. This is how Nashville was last year. Nashville put up like 37 shots on goal, and they were miserable the first half of the season. So it was nice. It worked out beautifully. So took that play a lot last year. See, we have very few, but look, we have Matthew and we have Troy. Or Tony, not Troy, Tony. So I don't care if Winnipeg wins by 30. Yeah, I don't care. Just give me New York to put up some shots. And it's going to be Barzil. Let's see, 2025. He has a 4 and a 3 and a 3.5, 2.5 plus 100. Absolutely could chase that one. Good stuff. And then we got Tony, 2025, 3 and 2, 2.5 on a 1.5, 135. Nah, we're going to chase the juice today. I think we're going to go Mr. Barzil. Yeah, let's go for that. Barzil over 2.5, 2.5 shots on goal. We're going to chase the 100 juice. Sounds good. Let's do it. Next. Game 5. See how fast this moves too? Hockey moves very quick. I like it. Toronto versus Detroit. Currently, Toronto, big favorite. 163 at home with a 6.5. We come over here to our numbers. Detroit's first road game. Toronto's been home, so they're used to it by now. Let's see what we got. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah, this is leading Detroit clearly with the shots on goal, period. If you want to take hits, maybe Toronto. I mean, yeah, Toronto for hits, blocks, I would probably Toronto as well. So we have some clearly defined things, but clearly you could even take shots and go under for players if you really want to get technical with it, because you got a great defense that doesn't give up many shots like Detroit is. That versus that, under Toronto shots on goal. But I have this though. I have 7B28. I'm going to take Detroit shots on goal. So let's pop over here and get rid of Barzil. Let's change this over to Red Wings. Thank you. And what we have, we want Detroit's shots on goal. And look at that. It's all Red Wings, except for McCabe. So boom, 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 boom. We got Marco shots on goal. We got DeBrincat shots on goal. Always a good one. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Austin Matthews, 3.5 on the other side. Don't care about you. Let's see what else we got. Let's keep on going down. Eventually, we won't go in the 60s or the 40s, but I guess that's all we got today is these two. Marco shots on goal, 1.5. 2025 does not look good. A 1 and a 4. That's a 2.5 on a 1.5, and it's a 150. I mean, that qualifies just on the math on the cushion, but 150, nah, I'm good. The Brigat is probably the answer here. 2.5 for 150. Damn, dude, why are you expensive? 4 is your average on a 2.5. I mean, he's there. Is this or pass? So I guess we're gonna take this. Sometimes you got. That's a bad thing about NHL is you got to put up with some of these higher prices. Kind of like it's a little worse than baseball. Baseball does the same thing, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? I mean, some of you are gonna parlay this into two legs anyways. I understand. That's not a bad one. You could parlay that with something, and it probably works out. So I want the big cats over 2.5 shots on goal. That's going to be my play for this one. Let's move on next. Okay, moving on to the next one is going to be from here. Toronto goes to Philadelphia versus Florida. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. We got Florida on the road, 132. Remember, Florida's got some injury issues too. So 5.5 is our total. We go to spreadsheets. We look at the numbers, and we see first road game, first home game. So they lost the last game at overtime. They're 3-0. Even with injuries, they're so damn good. Florida's too damn good. 30 and 30. That's, man, Philly's gonna have a long season, aren't they? If you can't get up shots and you're getting outshot by 50, this is Chicago numbers from, remember, if you were here last year, Chicago was putting numbers up like this. Getting outshot by 15 goals a game is not a recipe for winning. It just isn't. So for me, I like aggressive offenses. Some teams like, oh, I want to be cautious, but you're gonna get peppered by the other team. That ain't good. So yeah, Florida all day. Florida to win. Florida 132 money line looks pretty good. Hell, Florida 1.5 plus 184. That might be a fun little chase right there because it is their first road game though. So let's not do that. Let's be cautious. Let them get a road game out the way first. See what they do. Because at home, I would take this all day for 1.5, but we're not at home. So, but even if they are behind, which is great, they'll put up even more shots. Hey, that's why I love shots on goal so much. Because aggressive offenses are going to be aggressive and losing teams are going to be aggressive. And then eventually they're going to pull the goalie and be even more aggressive. So, love it. Oh, Cat, where you at? Where's you at? Kings, Blues, am I blind? I am blind. Panthers. I am blind. I was looking for something else. Oh man, coffee kick in. Let's see. All right, so we're looking shots on goal, and we got Sam and we got Mackey. That's the only two we really have. Anybody else want to add and potentially look at? Oh, we got Sam Bennett. We got Aaron. We'll look at you. And we got Martian. We got a few we can look at here. So we'll see who's doing the best because we're definitely taking shots on goal versus that 30th ranked Philadelphia. There's two teams worse than 30, and 36.5 is ridiculous. That was Dallas level in the playoffs. Dallas was giving up that type of numbers in the playoffs last year. So many shots on goal. This is 3 consistent with a 3 average on the 2.5 and the 110. You could take this, but you're going to be a little sweaty. So let's see if we can find better. Mackey is this 5 is doing heavy lifting because you had a 0, so I can't. You're way too boom or bust. I can't trust that. Sorry, guy. Sam Bennett has only had a couple 2s after a 4. Can't trust that. Aaron has been all over the place as well. Can't trust that. I need some consistency, guys. What are we doing? Now they're so good as a team that they can literally, like, this is four, like that. At least we have two here, 4, 6. I feel better with Brad at a plus 115, 2.5 than I do with Sam at a minus 110, 2.5. Yes, he's hit it 3 out of 3, but he has more potential pop because he just, yeah. So let me get Brad. Let's take him. Yeah, let's go marching over 2.5 shots. Like, we're going to chase anytime we have a close 1 or 2. We're going to chase the juice every time. If I can get a plus 115 option, which for me it'll be 105 because I can get Hard Rock. I can't use any of these other books, but I can use Hard Rock. You might be able to use these, but I can't. I can use this. I can use Flip. I can use Sleeper, Underdog. Yeah, so I'm chasing 2.5 plus 110. That works for me. Let's move on. Next. All right, moving on. Game, was it 6, 7? I don't know. Columbus and Jersey is our game. That's what matters. You can see Jersey is a slight favorite on the road with a 5.5 if we come over here. First home game for Columbus. Interesting. All right, cool. They're 42 shots on goal. Why are you so bad? Why are you bad? If you were any team that in the top 10, they would obliterate this number. Wow, that is bad. That is bad. Your defense is just non-existent. Non-existent defense. You're just like, you're that security guard meme. He's just doing this and he's just touching and he's like, whatever. That's exactly what your defense is. That is ridiculously bad, but you're both putting up goals and your defense is not. Over 5.5 is definitely on the menu to the point where that's the 8 average. This is a 7.5. The 5.5 total, over 130 is probably the play. We'll pop over and look at some props just to see what pops up because I think that's what I want to do. To the point, I'm going to type it in before I forget it. Oh, 5.5. So let's go look at the number. We got a lot of green up here, which means we have a lot of shots, a lot of offense happening. Look at all these shots on goal. Look at all these points. I'm not going into all these. You can, if you have Outlier, you can use it. But you can see the odds and everything and how they're doing the rankings and everything. That's a lot to look at. I like over 5.5. That's the play I'm taking. Next. Moving on from Columbus, we're going to Vancouver and St. Louis. You can find me St. Louis. Let's see, is Vancouver slight favorite at home with a 5.5? We go to the sheets. If you look at the totals, St. Louis finally has some points. They got shut out in the first game, which means they got 4 goals in their second game, 0 in the first. I know that. So yeah, 1 for 1. Let's see, 30 seconds. So Vancouver is the lowest shots on goal team so far this season versus that. Yeah, that's favorite St. Louis all day. That versus that's a push. That versus that. St. Louis is gonna beat up Vancouver probably because they're getting hit a lot and number 1 hit teams coming in. St. Louis hits. You know, just looking at this, I kind of want their defense is good. Their defense is good. Their offense is bad. Oh, this might be a pass, or I might want to look at hits. Do I even include hits on my list? No, let's add hits for a second, just because we have the sheet down. Let's look at it. Can we get St. Louis hits? Any chance? There's Paul Cotter for hits. All right. Anybody else got hits we can look at? So only one even offering hits is ESPN. Nah, I can't do that. I can't take ESPN. Most of you don't even want to play on ESPN when you can because it's one of the worst books. So we'll take it off. Shame. There might be other ways to do it, but I'm not going to include it here. There's a lot of green, a lot of just nonsense. We got some shots on goal, but I don't like the shot on goal numbers. We have points and goals, a lot of goals. I don't care about any of that. So I think for this one, yeah, this one feels weird. I think I'm going to pass on this one, okay? You cool with that? Because we're going to pass on some. So we're going to pass no lead on this and move on to the next one. Moving on to game 9 already. Minnesota versus LA. Currently 115 Minnesota, 5.5 Bizartude. And let's see what we got up here. We got, yes, I see very well. Interesting. All right, so I see 2v16, I see 8v8, I see our numbers, I see hits, I see both teams give up a lot of hits. You can score, you give up goals. That's the main thing I'm seeing is LA's defense is not as strong. It's only been 3 games, but they're giving up a 4-goal average. That ain't good. And Minnesota's putting up points this year, so that's making me lean Minnesota at home minus 115. Absolutely, because I'm not liking anything. Only thing I like from LA is their hits. Everything else is kind of average, or everything's mid or below average. Their hits are bad, but their shots are on point. Like lots of shots on goal. To the point we can go look at shots on goal for them. I do like them to win, but I also want to look at shots on goal. So Wild. Anybody popping off over here? We got Hartman. We got Boldy. We got that's the only ones. That's the only ones, huh? Nobody else, huh? No one else? All right, cool. We got Hartman, who is crushing this line. 5.5 over 1.5 is 132. 4 and a 7. Okay, this is one of those ones, his average is so damn high over 2 games that we might actually be able to chase juice. Can we chase There's 3 places you can chase it, 2.5. You don't have to do this. I think I'm going to do this because it's so high and he's getting this much love, much attention with the puck. Yeah, 2024, how were you? Yeah, you popped plenty of times. 44% of the time you hit this 2.5 line. I'm going to do it. I'm going to chase. We're going to heavily chase. To the point, I think I'm going to do plays on both. How about that? We'll take the 1.5 and the 2.5. If he gets less than 1, hey, we'll chalk it as a loss. But we're going to go Hartman over 1.5 and let's see, shots on goal. And then we're going to just add another line to the sheets. And we're going to go 2.5 for the chase. We're going to do both of them. How about that? So we can do both. And then on the other side, it was Boldy. What's Boldy looking like? Yeah, see, Boldy's like Hartman's the one leading the team in the shots on goal. He's got 11 in 2 games. Yeah, sign me up for that. Next. All right, last game. We got the Mammoth. Man. All right, come on. I updated my Utah logo. Come on, Outlier. You can update your Utah logo. This should be the Mammoth logo. You'll see it. It's a cool ass logo. I think they nailed the rebranding. I mean, Utah Hockey Club is cool. I was liking it. They kept the colors, but man, we'll show it in a second. Let's see, Utah 144 favored with a 6.5. We come over here. Look at that logo. It's a good logo. That's good stuff. Got the mountains. That's good stuff. Good job. Other than that, let's see. Chicago's just not good. They're just following up again with another bad team. This is what it is. They're 0-2-1. I mean, hell, this is Utah all day. Utah money lines 144. Shots on goal, but nothing's held under. Might be a play here. Look, both teams cannot score under 6.5 would be minus 130. I think that's the way I want to go. Already, I'm thinking, look at these numbers. They're combining for 4.3. They're giving up 5.3. The 6.5's the line. Why would I take anything else? I mean, let's kick out the props real quick just to verify we got nothing crazy happening. But under 6.5 looks like the play I want. We have very little on the green, so it means we have very little offense. We have blocks popping up. Shots on goal, yeah. We're going under 6.5. No point in digging for more when we already found what we can find. So under 6.5 is my play in this one, and I think we is done. So tomorrow will be Tuesday, and we have, what, 8 games on the slate? I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do another NHL video. The season has started, so if you want the spreadsheets, you want to come join the chat for all the sports, or you just want all the plays typed out in a nice little list, go check out the HQ right there. Perfect timing. If you want Outlier, so you can do this, check out the link in the pinned comment. So other than that, appreciate being here. I'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday. We'll talk more NHL. Peace.